Then we try everything with not a lot of quality, but we try it.
There it is again. He's done this before. He's done this whole explaining of they tried really, really hard, but the quality is lacking. The quality, it sucks. The quality is shit. Let's get it right. The quality is fucking trash. Even when they try, like when it's almost about to happen, and then a bad touch or a bad pass or a bad decision or a fucking nothing comes out of it. It might be your favorite player. I want you to be okay with that too, because I am. I've come to terms with it. I've decided that if INEOS has to sell my favorite player, whoever that is, then I'm not going to fuss. Why is this guy starting and not that guy starting? You know why? Because they all suck. That's why. Because it doesn't matter. Because that guy starting that you want to start instead of the guy who started that you didn't want to start wasn't going to create the chance anyways. That's why. The last time you guys heard from me was 2 days before the Arsenal game, or 1 day before the Arsenal game. I recorded the video 2 days before the Arsenal game, posted it that night, so you guys probably saw it 1 day before the Arsenal game. Guys, that game was really bad. I didn't get to make a review of that game because it was only a couple days ago, and 3 days later, here we are with another game. So that game, we played all right, actually. We built out from the back okay, and I was starting to see the progress. I was starting to see how Amorim's system is starting to play into our squad. We are starting to progress the ball using patterns to get out of our half to get into their half. But then we hold on to the ball for far too long because nobody has a creative bone in their body, it seems like. It seems like our team is either going to try and get on a one-on-one challenge and someone's going to try to dribble like Garnacho's going to try to take his man on the wing, or whatever, but or else we got nothing. And the only person that you see trying to create something and link up play is Amad Diallo. Amad Diallo's been great. Amad Diallo today, which by the way, this is 1 hour after the Nottingham Forest game. I think it's been about 45 minutes to an hour after the Nottingham Forest game. I just wanted to make sure I watched the post-match interview before I start recording, just so I can see if maybe there's something uncovered in the interview that I need to cover here in this video. But I'm sorry about my energy. What's up? Thank you for joining me. Thank you for clicking on the thumbnail. Sorry the energy is low. I didn't even, honestly, I almost didn't record this video, but it's been a while, so I needed to make a video, and I traded days off today at work so I could watch the game, and I have to work tomorrow, so can't make a video tomorrow. So I'm going to make the video today, even though I'm not happy about it. Now, because I'm not happy about it, there's going to be no holding back punches today. I'm not going to hold back. Whatever comes to mind, I'm just going to say it, man. I'm just going to say it. I'm not going to be like pussyfooting around trying to make sure that I don't hurt somebody's feelings and whatever else. Because honestly, the players deserve whatever we have to dish out. Because these players are not good enough, guys. These players are not it. And we've had Ruben Amorim tell us time and time again, the physicality in this team is lacking. The physicality in this team needs to be better. We need to run like mad dogs. Now, this is something that's been an issue since Jose Mourinho days. Jose Mourinho said that we don't have the right kind of players for the Premier League. We don't have the right kind of profile. Now, at that time, we kind of dismissed it because it's Jose Mourinho. He likes his big players. He likes his Lampards, his Drogbas, his Essiens, and things of that nature all over the field. The only small players Jose ever used were his wingers. Everybody else he prefers big, strong players, doesn't he? So we kind of dismissed him as Jose being Jose, whatever. But now that we just got scored on nothing but corner kicks because of our physicality, and let's not bullshit. Let's not bullshit. Today's first goal in the first minute is because Lisandro Martinez is small. That's it. I love the Butcher. I love Licha. Licha's one of my favorite players on the squad. But the first goal is on him, and it's because it's too small. He couldn't even put up with the guy's weight and strength leaning on him, and he didn't even jump. And it's because he couldn't have. He was trying to hold the dude's weight on top of him. And as Amorim describes sometimes, that he calls the opposing team's players giants compared to our players. And this is one of those instances. And the other thing is, if you look at the pictures of that goal, if you look in the box, there's literally 3 or 4 of Nottingham Forest players up against 7 or 8 of our players in that area where the ball can land. And one of them gets their head on it because We only have 2 big players in there, in Lenny Yoro and Matthias de Ligt. And maybe you can count Rasmus as one of those, but we have Ahmad sitting in there. We have Licha in there. We have Menu in there. These guys are not physically capable of dealing with these kind of situations if they happen often. Think about how many corners Arsenal had on us. Think about how many times Arsenal had a set piece opportunity against us. I think it was 14. And imagine you're going up against guys like really big compared to Licha, Menu, Ahmad sitting in there. And I think Garnacho might have been in the box, but I do remember Menu, Licha, and Ahmad in the box for that corner. And it's, unfortunately, it's just the way the Premier League is, and we have to deal with that. We have to recruit more physically strong players and players that are willing to run. Physicality, when Amorim says physicality, he doesn't just mean strong and big. He also means guys who can run for long periods of time at full sprint and not get tired. But there's something else he said today in his post-match interview that really caught my ear, and I agree 100%. I'm going to play it first, so let's play it.
Then in the halftime, we were ready to go for the win, and then start again really bad. 2 goals, and then we try everything with not a lot of quality, but we try it.
There it is again. He's done this before. He's done this whole explaining of they tried really, really hard, but the quality is lacking. The quality, it sucks. The quality is shit. Let's get it right. The quality is fucking trash. Let's get it right. These guys sometimes miss simple passes. They make these simple, idiotic mistakes, things that you're supposed to have not in your game when you're playing for a Manchester United caliber team. This is not a team where you should be getting away with these kind of mistakes. And now I'm fucking sick of it, guys. I'm sorry for cursing up a storm today. I'm sorry for letting it all out today, but we're going to have a real conversation, because I watch other guys on YouTube making these videos, content creators. I'm not even going to call, I guess I am a content creator, but I don't even have 1,000 subscribers. I don't get paid to do this. I'm not monetized. I'm just doing this because I want to do it, and you guys keep encouraging me to keep going, so I just keep making videos. Anyways, these guys sometimes come on and say things like they want Alvaro Fernandez or Ten Hag was the real problem, and we have good players. Our players aren't shit. No, Ten Hag had some issues, yes. Ten Hag wasn't perfect. Ruben Amorim is a much better manager than Ten Hag. So, yes, we have definitely upgraded on Ten Hag and Ruben Amorim, but our players are shit. Our players, right, today's starting 11, which one of our starting 11 gets into Real Madrid squad? Which one of our starting 11? Let's take Lenny Yoro out of the equation. Let's talk about our starting 11 before Lenny Yoro and Ahmad, I guess. Other than Ahmad and Lenny Yoro, does anyone else get into like a Real Madrid squad or Manchester City squad, a Liverpool squad? No, they don't. Not even our best. Not even Bruno Fernandes. I don't even know if he gets in. It's a 50-50. He might get in. Who's he going to bench? Bellingham? Valverde? Who's he going to bench? I don't know. Do I like Bruno? Yes, I do. This isn't me bashing on Bruno Fernandes. This is just me helping everybody realize, well, I guess everybody already realizes that we just don't have quality. Ruben Amorim realizes it. He just said it.
We try everything with not a lot of quality.
We don't have quality in our team. We're starting to have a little bit of quality with Yoro, Mazraoui, Ahmad. Bruno has quality. But up front, in the creative 3, we don't have quality. We don't have a Florian Ritz, however you pronounce his name. Jamal Musiala. We don't have a Lamine Yamal. Garnacho's no Lamine Yamal, by the way. I see a lot of people who support Garnacho, and I get it, support the kid. I understand, but believe me, how do I put this without doing it the right way? I'm kind of losing my mind. I'm a little bit out of my mind today, so I'm just kind of spitting it out and not thinking about how to best express it. And I like to say that I take my time usually and prepare these videos, at least put down some notes. I got no notes today. I've got no outline, no notes. So I'm going to say things that I'm going to regret, but let's do it the right way. Let's see if I can articulate this exactly the way I need to articulate it. So let's go to the Sir Jim Ratcliffe interview that was posted online. I think it was in United We Stand. I read the whole interview, and in that interview, he said that our recruitment has been shit over the years, and that our data analysis needs to get better, that we're using ancient ways to analyze data and recruit players, and that he wants to get in some good people who know how to do data analysis the right way so that we can improve our recruitment, because even Sir Jim Ratcliffe understands that our core of our problem is our squad. It wasn't Erik ten Hag. Erik ten Hag, again, is not as good as Ruben Amorim, at least in my opinion, for what we can become. Anyways, I'm just going to leave it at that. Instead of explaining exactly what I mean by that in detail, I'm just going to say Ruben Amorim is definitely an upgrade on Erik ten Hag. But Erik ten Hag is not a bad manager, guys. He's not a bad manager. The squad he had couldn't do it. Jose Mourinho was not a bad manager. Ralf Rangnick, not a bad manager. These people have been given this squad by our recruitment department, if you will, that just aren't good enough. And we've wasted a lot of money doing so. And everybody knows this. So I'm going to move on. The point is this. I don't have any more patience. I don't know about you guys, but like, especially for today, my patience for today is done. My daily allowance of patience has already been sucked the fuck out of me watching that game. After I watched that game, all my patience is gone because I had to be patient watching that game. I mean, I had to be patient not to turn off the TV or throw it out the window. But anyways, we're here now. And we have to talk about what do they need to do. So Sir Jim Ratcliffe says it's all recruitment. And he even said somewhere in that interview that we might have to make unpopular decisions. Now, he might have meant the price hike on tickets, but that was a different section of the interview. I think that's a part of unpopular decisions, but I think hopefully what he meant is we're going to get rid of some players finally from this squad that need a change. And I'm not talking as if they're trash. Like, I know everybody's probably thinking Rashford or whatever in their head right now, but honestly, I'm talking Rashford. I'm talking Garnacho. I'm talking anybody. Anybody is able to be sold. And let me explain why. Even Kobe Mainoo. Let me explain why, though. It's not because I don't think Garnacho has a bright future. It's not because I don't think Kobe Mainoo is a special talent. It's because we have FFP issues because of all the stupid spending we've done. And these guys are academy players that represent pure profit. Doesn't matter what you think and how much you love them. If we need an upgrade on certain positions and we have to sell academy talent because we need to fix our FFP issue so that we can spend money and bring in the right players, and we might have to sacrifice some of our young players to do that, then that's what we should do. That includes players that have been with us for more than 4 years that we don't owe any more money on, like a Diogo Dalot. And we have to be okay with that, guys. And I know some of us aren't going to be okay with that. You can leave it in the comments down below. I will still read the comments, but I'm going to try to stay away from saying things like leave a like or subscribe in this video. This isn't one of those videos. This is a video of me just showing you what's going through my head and how frustrated I am. And I think you guys are probably with me in how frustrated you are. And you're probably watching this tomorrow and you're probably over it, but I'm not over it. So if you're watching this tomorrow, understand that I'm still in the heat of it. So it's time to upgrade. And if we're upgrading, then we have to be okay with letting go of people. We have to be okay with letting go of. So some people will say, like, why not sell Xerxes? Or he hasn't performed. Why not sell Antony? Antony doesn't represent profit, and I don't know if we could sell him in the first place. Maybe we will cut our losses and take our losses or whatever and cut him loose and sell him for whatever we can get, but it still represents a loss on the financial sheet. It doesn't represent a profit. It's not going to help us with our FFP issues. I just realized I forgot to even put on a hat. I always wear a hat to make a video. I don't ever do anything with my hair. Anyways, this is raw. This is a raw video, guys. So welcome to me being pissed. And honestly, if I recorded this an hour ago, I'd probably be screaming in this microphone and I'd probably need to buy a new one after this video was done. Fuck. Guys, I told you guys in the video I made after the Everton game that we scored 4 goals, but only one of those goals was actually a goal that was system dependent or something that Ruben Amorim's system provided or made for us. All the other goals were Ahmad pressing and getting the ball and then 1 or 2 passes later, we scored a goal. And one of them was a set piece goal, I believe, for that Everton game. I'm not sure, but I do remember that I said that only one of the 4 goals was a system-dependent goal, or Amorim change, if you will. And that's not good enough. We're not creating enough chances using the Amorim system or using the system we're trying to use and actually create chances. We were bad at that in the Everton game. Same problem at the Arsenal game. We held on to the ball, and we were good in possession. We were good in build-up, but we don't know how to create chances in that system. And it comes down to, drum roll, football IQ and quality. First, you have to have the brains to know what you're supposed to do. And we're talking about the front 3 guys. We're talking about Garnacho. We're talking about Rasmus, the Xerxes, the Rashford, anybody who's playing in the front 3. In one of those games, I believe it was Bruno. The IQ's got to be there to know how to create space for other people by making runs, which Ruben's definitely teaching them. He's already commented on it. He's definitely sitting in classroom settings or in an indoor stadium and teaching them that, like, when the ball's here, you need to run this way. That opens up a gap for you to fill in and rotate, for somebody else to fill in and rotate is what I mean. And and they're just not getting it. And I'm sure Erik ten Hag, when he was here, he was teaching them those kind of things too. Probably even more complicated, though, in the Erik ten Hag system. And they weren't getting it with him. And now it's simplified in the Ruben Amorim system. It's actually not that complicated in the Ruben Amorim system. And they still don't get it. Move the ball around until you figure out the right time to make that diagonal run. And someone else fills in that spot. If you get the ball, great. If the defender follows you, then someone else fills in that spot and he's open to get the ball. And it's just not happening. If you watch any sporting game, if you've watched Sporting play more than 3 times, you can see the same patterns over and over again, and they just don't get it. And it's actually not even that complicated of a pattern, guys. So these people, these players are, I don't know if they're smart enough to get this, or even when they try, like when it's almost about to happen, and then a bad touch or a bad pass or a bad decision or a fucking nothing comes out of it. The only way out of this situation is INEOS and what they decide to do, how they decide to do it, how they're going to get the finances in place to make sure that we can do something like this, even if it means having to do something that's unpopular, like selling a Garnacho, selling a Rashford, selling someone you like. It might be your favorite player. I want you to be okay with that too, because I am. I've come to terms with it. I've decided that if INEOS has to sell my favorite player, whoever that is, then I'm not going to fuss. Because they're doing it for a reason. And I'm sure they're doing it with the manager's blessing. And we're going to back the manager this time. Please, let's not. I don't want to hear it. I'm already seeing pundits on TV saying things like Ruben Amorim is going to have to learn what he can and can't get away with in the Premier League. Are you fucking kidding me? You think he doesn't know? You think this is a Ruben Amorim not knowing what he can and can't get away with in the Premier League? Because they question his starting 11. They question, why is this guy starting and not that guy starting? You know why? Because they all suck. That's why. Because it doesn't matter. Because that guy starting that you want to start instead of the guy who started that you didn't want to start wasn't going to create the chance anyways. That's why. And that's what I'm getting at. It's like no more favorites. No more having someone in your mind that you're like, why can't he start? Or why are they selling him? He's my favorite player. No, I don't give a shit, and you shouldn't either. All we should care about is what works for this system. And maybe the guy you like the most doesn't fit the system. And if he doesn't fit the system, he's got to go. And hopefully he's got to go for a good amount of money, because we're going to need a good amount of money to fix this mess. And I don't want to see other YouTubers or creators who make all these videos about prospects, about like Alvaro Fernandez. We should bring him back. He's only going to cost us $20 million. He used to be in our academy. Look how great he's doing for Benfica. The kid's body hasn't matured yet. He can't go into a tackle with Premier League players. He's not going to help us on corner kicks and things of that nature. We need to solve these issues, and bringing in more young players whose bodies haven't matured isn't the answer. Now, I am reading things that we might be interested in Samu, the striker from Porto, who's only 18 or 19 years old. That kid's body looks like a grown man. Nobody can hold him back. Like when he played against us, he pushed Licha around and he was pushing De Ligt around easily. Now that is a young kid. I'd be like, okay, I get why we're buying him, but I don't want to buy any kids whose bodies haven't matured yet. We have enough of those. I don't want to make videos next season where I'm talking about I don't want to carry any more old men and really young kids. We should only be carrying 5 of those kind of players, and everybody else should be in their prime. Or else we're going to be exactly the way we are now next season with maybe 2 or 3 more wins than we have now because everyone's better with the Amorim system. But the players still suck and the quality still stinks. Guys, this January is super important that we bring in 1 or 2 players. And that's not even going to solve our problems. It's just going to show initiative. It's going to let Ruben know that INEOS is here to back him because Ruben is the one I feel sorry for the most. This guy, I look at him on the sideline and I'm just like, man, this guy is going to get overwhelmed. He's asked to manage this shitty team every 3 or 4 days. He's asked to do more interviews than he's ever done in his life, and where he'd much rather be on the field coaching his team, which he doesn't even have a chance to do because we have to rest our players because we're playing every 3 or 4 days. But then even when we play, he's watching them and he goes, oh my God, they're missing 10-yard passes. They can't even pass to each other when there's an obvious lane to pass it in. They can't even settle a ball. You got Rasmus Højlund, who also played like shit today. Rasmus Højlund, who touched the ball way too many times before passing it. He tried to do too much with the ball when he finally got the ball. And I understand he's usually starved of the ball. So when he gets the ball, he's probably like, oh, I'm not going to pass because they're never going to pass it back. I get it. But he still has to mature enough to know when to let it go and pass. He touched it way too many times. You've got Rashford, who I don't even know where he's running. I don't even know what he's doing. Like, does he know the patterns he's supposed, like, does he know the spaces he's supposed to occupy and how he's supposed to help in the build-up and how he's supposed to help in actually creating a chance once we do build up and get to the opposing team's third? And then you got Garnacho, who's, the game doesn't change every single game. You're going, okay, maybe today he will do something different. Nope, same thing. Gets the ball, dribble, horrible pass, or doesn't pass on time, or just makes a really bad decision. If I'm Ruben Amorim, I'm tearing my hair out. This guy, watch this. Watch this space. Ruben Amorim will look 5 years older by the end of the season. That's my prediction. He's going to be so stressed out, he's going to look 5 years older by the end of the season. Dude's going to look like Santa Claus by June. More than ever, the Europa League games mean much more now for Ruben Amorim and for the team. I really think the Europa League is going to be our only way into the Champions League. I think in the Europa League, we're coming up against teams that are maybe not as physical as Premier League teams that don't play as well as the Premier League teams we're playing against, and teams that are probably going to be intimidated to play against us in the first place, whereas Premier League teams are not intimidated. So I think more than ever, the Europa League is going to have to be his focus and our focus. So we all have to, pay attention to Thursday's game. We need a win there. And then I'm not saying we throw away the Premier League games. I'm still going to be interested, but more than anything else, I'm more interested in the January transfer window and to see what INEOS is going to be able to do for Ruben Amorim. Can they bring in somebody to help him out in any department where he thinks he needs help, like right away? I'm not going to venture a guess as to whether that's left wing back, which we get a lot of talk about, or if that's center back, midfielder, who knows? Maybe they can make a deal for Alphonso Davies at left wing back, but he's not going to join until summer. That's fine. So then there are other departments they can bring in right now to help him out. Let's see. I don't know what to tell you guys, man. I'm going to sign off right here. Sorry about the low tone, monotone, whatever video I just made. This is just where we're at. Guys, I will make a video after Europa League game. I will be in a better mood. I have a feeling we're definitely going to win that game.